Hey guys, in this video we're looking at Christmas Carol, focusing on the theme of social responsibility. So, in A Christmas Carol, Dickens shows that being a good person isn't just about being nice, it's a duty. He argues that the wealthy have a responsibility to look after the poor. If they don't, society will eventually collapse under the weight of its own greed. The key quote is decrease the surplus population. Here, Scrooge thinks of poor people as just extra numbers that the world doesn't need. He doesn't see them as human beings. Another one is mankind was my business. Here, Marley's ghost realizes too late what his job wasn't making money. His real job was helping other people. Another one is a tight fisted hand at the grindstone. This shows that Scrooge is obsessed with work and money. He is tight fisted because he refuses to share his wealth with society. Another key quote is this boy's ignorance, this girl is want. These two starving children represent the biggest problems in London, a lack of education, which is ignorance, and extreme poverty, which is want. Another one is I am as light as a feather, I am as happy as an angel. After Scrooge decides to help people, he feels physically lighter. Dickens is saying that helping others makes you happier than hoarding money. Context links. So, a link is the Victorian poor law. Back then, if you were poor, you were sent to a workhouse. These were like prisons. Scrooge thinks this is a good solution, but Dickens, who grew up poor, knew they were cruel. Another one is Malthus, who was a famous thinker at the time named Thomas Malthus, said there were too many people and not enough food, so the poor should just die off. Scrooge repeats his ideas to show how heartless they are. Another context link is Dickens's childhood. So Dickens had to work in a factory as a child while his father was in prison for debt. He wrote this book to stand up for kids who had no voice. A grade 9 model paragraph. So the question is, how does Dickens show the importance of social responsibility? Dickens uses the characters of ignorance and want to show that if we ignore the poor, society will suffer. He describes the children as stale and shriveled, which shocks the reader because children are usually seen as innocent. By calling the boy ignorant, Dickens is warning the rich that if they don't provide an education for the poor, those children will grow up to become criminals. He uses the word doom to show that this isn't just a small problem, it's a disaster waiting to happen. Through the Ghost of Christmas Present, Dickens tells Scrooge and the Victorian readers that they can't just look away from the problems anymore, they have a responsibility to fix them.